In this episode, I'm going to share with you a few tips on how you can use Instagram for real estate. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart. And it's episode 163 of the Get Social Smart show. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite tips when it comes to Instagram for real estate agents. Now, by the way, if you're over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the bell button because we have new videos that come out each and every week. And that way you'll be notified when we have new videos. Okay, so let me talk about 3 areas that you really need to focus on if you're in real estate. Ready? Number 1, the feed. The Instagram feed. Now, the feed is kind of what we all, are used to when it comes to Instagram. It's been around forever. The beginning of Instagram back in the day was the feed. We all know this, right? You've got photos or you can put videos up to 1 minute. Now, your feed has changed over the years, right? It used to be we were posting multiple times a day. The good news is when it comes to your feed, it's really quality over quantity. So what we recommend is not necessarily posting every single day, but posting, of course, it could be your listings, but not maybe every single photo from the listing. Pick a few of the most beautiful photos. We're finding that carousel photos can be really, really effective in the newsfeed because guess what? If you post a carousel photo in the newsfeed and your followers don't happen to see that post, what's interesting is Instagram is starting to actually re-show those posts in the newsfeed with a different picture from your carousel. So I noticed this recently. I had a post up where I posted 3 or 4 photos from an event, and I started seeing traction, not just from that initial post, but then later on as my post started to get more traction from posting additional photos. So carousel photos, especially for listings or community content, can work really, really well. And a few of my favorite apps for creating content specifically for the feed are Canva. It's one of my go-to. I love Canva, as well as WordSwag. So Canva and WordSwag, and if you've been following me on YouTube or on our videos for a long time, you know I've talked about those platforms for a while, but they're both great apps, really low cost to use to create great content for the feed. Okay, so that's area number 1. It should be, again, it might be your listings, it might be community information, it might be motivational quotes, things that really speak to you. I like to have part business, part personal in the feed, but again, it doesn't have to be every day. Number 2, Instagram stories. So Instagram stories are blowing up. Instagram stories launched about a year or so ago, and I can tell you from experience that more and more people are seeing Instagram stories each and every day. Now, some people still just like to look at the feed, but I can tell you more and more people are just looking at stories also. So if you're on Instagram and you're only posting in the feed and you're not doing stories, you're really, really missing out. So Instagram stories can be a great way to showcase your behind the scenes, your story behind the story. So I'm often asked, what's the difference between your feed and stories? So the way I like to think about it, especially for real estate, is your feed is like the big moment, right? For example, with a listing, you've got the best photos, right? You're done, you're ready to get on the market, and you're going to do one big post on your feed about that beautiful listing and share, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the best photos, right? That's going to go in the feed. But your story is the story behind the story. It's, on the way to meet the clients. It's on the way to meet your stager. It's at, as you're meeting the photographer and you're kind of showing that behind the scenes. It's, when you're about to get ready for the open house. It's sort of the unscripted behind the scenes. And the reason why stories are so powerful is stories help to build relationships. They help with the know, like, and trust and relatability factor. So often in our feed, it's like a one-way street in terms of conversation, and you can certainly engage in the comments, which is something I recommend. But your stories really allow for that interaction and that relationship building. So if you're already doing stories, kudos to you. I would challenge you though to step up your stories and not have your stories just be random things throughout the day, but really look for opportunities to share your story, have fun with it, use things like GIFs, polls, the question feature to really get interactive and ask for that feedback, get that back and forth because the magic is in the DMs. The magic is when someone can reach out and say, hey, I'd like more information, or I really like what you had to say. And you build those relationships back and forth. By the way, a few great apps I love for Instagram stories are Unfold and A Color Story. Unfold and A Color Story. Those are 2 of my favorite apps, especially if you want to get creative and have fun with your stories. Okay, the third area that you want to focus on for Instagram for real estate is IGTV. Instagram TV launched again about a year or so ago, and Instagram TV is Instagram's answer for longer form video. So in the feed, you're only allowed video up to 1 minute. In the stories, you're allowed video. It's about a minute or so, but they're broken up into 15-second segments. Instagram TV lets you put video up that's up to 10 minutes. So for us, we take our video that we put on YouTube and Facebook and we repurpose that, and we also put that on Instagram TV. So if you're already creating video content, I highly recommend you also put video up on IGTV. Now, I want to give a really quick example of someone who I think is doing this really, really well. Paul Zweben. Paul Zweben is a broker with his Zweben team out in New York City, and just about every day he does an IGTV. It's not fancy, it's not scripted, it's usually just a couple minutes or two. It might be about real estate, but a lot of times it's about life lessons or time management or things having to do with his kids. But what I love about it is I see it every day from him, and it's a great way for me to connect with him and what he's doing. And he sprinkles in a little bit of real estate and his success with his team, but also who he is personally. So Instagram TV is a great way to do that. I also want to give a big shout out to Heather Scott. Heather is in our academy. She's a longtime academy member. She's up in Canada, and she has a beautiful Instagram account, and I think does a really great job of posting consistently with her feed as well as her Instagram stories, and really give you a sneak peek and a really great flavor for what it would be like to work with her. All right, I would love to hear from you. Are you active on Instagram? And I hope the answer is yes. And if it's yes, put your handle in the comments below. And if it's not yes yet, that's okay. You're in the right place. We actually have a great free guide all about Instagram for real estate. So if you're just getting started and you need to get the hang of what's going on with Instagram, go to katielance.com/Insta guide, and that will allow you to download our free Instagram guide for real estate. I promise you'll like it. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. For more tips, tools, and strategies, make sure you visit us over at katielance.com. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.